Very good evening. You're watching the Newshour Special Edition with me, Kritsween Walia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's election fever all across Karnataka. Parties are gearing up for the 10th of May. In the national capital, just today, crucial party meetings of the Congress and the BJP to finalize on the name of candidates place. And amidst this nail-biting election season comes the Prime Minister's visit to two tiger reserves in the poll-bound state. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi commemorated 50 years of Project Tiger. Remember, this is a tiger conservation program launched in November 1973 under the watch of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The Prime Minister today visited the Mudumalai and Bandipur tiger reserves. He then released the figures of the fifth cycle of India's tiger census, revealing that tiger population has increased in the country. After his Karnataka visit, the Prime Minister travelled to the Tebakadu elephant camp in Tamil Nadu. He also shared pictures of his interaction with the elephant whisperers couple from the famed Oscar-winning documentary and met several frontline field staff workers during his visit. The biggest highlight of the event, though, was the launch of the International Big Cats Alliance to help wildlife trade in Asia.
भारत ने टाइगर को न सिर्फ बचाया है, बल्कि उसको फलने फूलने का एक बेहतरीन इकोसिस्टम दिया है। ये हम लोगों के लिए और भी सुखद है कि जिस समय हमने अपनी आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूरे किए हैं, उसी समय दुनिया की करीब 75% टाइगर पॉपुलेशन भारत में ही है। भारत में टाइगर रिजर्व भी 75,000 वर्ग किलोमीटर का और बीते 10-12 वर्षों में टाइगर पॉपुलेशन भी 75% बढ़ी है।
But even as the Prime Minister visited the tiger reserves, hailed the work done in Project Tiger, Congress party mocked the Prime Minister for the visit. There were those who said that he must instead preserve Kannadigas, some who said he has dismantled all laws enacted to protect environment. So from calling it nothing but tamasha to a picnic to taking a dig linking it to Karnataka polls, the opposition went hammer-blongs as far as this entire tour of the Prime Minister is concerned. Here's how the opposition reacted.
Yes, I gather he's going for the tiger project, right? Well, I'm glad that he's preserving tigers. We'd like him to preserve the well-being of Kannadigas also. Everyone knows that Project Tiger was initiated by Indira Gandhi. There was no tiger conservation in this country. I don't want to make politics over animals.
Modi is very famous for creating scenes of tamasha. Sometimes he bring cheetah, sometimes he bring tiger. But peoples are dying. Peoples are not taking food. They are not getting job. That is not his concern.
For last 3.5 years, without really doing any program for the betterment of Kannadigas, here the Prime Minister of India is finding every single reason to come here to Karnataka. It really shows that the entire BJP is totally rattled. Prime Minister is finding every single small little reason to come here to Karnataka to really ensure that he can lure people by his personality. But people of Karnataka would definitely give BJP and their allies a very befitting reply.
The government on its part released data that shows how the tiger population now stands at 3,167, a jump from 2,967 in 2018 and from 2,226 in 2014. While tiger population has seen an increase of 42% the last 10 years alone, there's been a significant increase in the lion and the leopard population as well. Stating these facts, the BJP hit back at the opposition, saying it shows their mental bankruptcy and also the inability to see how the Prime Minister is paving the path towards a more sustainable future for one and all.
मानसिक दिवालियापन दिख रहा है जयराम रमेश जी का और कांग्रेस का। जयराम रमेश जी, इटली का चश्मा उतारिए, भारत की तरक्की दिखेगी। आज पूरा विश्व भारत की तरक्की की चर्चा कर रहा है। दुनिया की सबसे तेजी से बढ़ने वाली अर्थव्यवस्था, दुनिया के पहले 5वीं रैंक पर पहुंचने वाली अर्थव्यवस्था आज भारत बना है। आपको उस पर गर्व होना चाहिए। बेवजह केवल इटली के चश्मे से देखकर भारत की बुराई करना बंद करें।
Well, it's election season and this is where the conversation is headed for the day. So let's quickly open this up on the Newshour this evening. We have Kailash Adhikari, MD Governance Now, also lawyer Kapil Madan, leader of the Congress Party, Shyam Prasad Meka, and director Tough Tigers, Vishal Singh. Before I go across Mr. Vishal Singh, because it's been an interesting day indeed, and visually it's been very, very powerful. We've seen some lovely pictures come in from these two tiger reserves. I also want to quickly go across to Kapil Madan to really bring in an overall analysis as far as the opposition is concerned as to why amidst the election season, wherein everyone is talking about the key issues, so on and so on and so forth, why is it that we're currently today focusing on what the BJP is doing as far as this optics is concerned? Why is it that the Prime Minister is doing this tamasha as per several in the opposition? Why are we so concentrated on this? Mr. Kapil Madan, I believe you're on mute. If you could unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Is
go
it
ahead.
better? Yes. So I will make two quick points here. One is the Prime Minister contradict himself, because Prime Minister goes to the entire country and he questions what has happened in the past 70 years and he gives an impression that nothing has happened in the past 70 years in the country. So, you know, the fact that this Project Tiger is hugely popular and successful, and the fact that it was envisaged back in 1973 and we are completing almost 50 years of the project, which has shown the success, the success this project was able to achieve. That was only because of the foresight of the people who were at the helms of affair when this project was launched. So that is point number one. Now the second point which I would like to answer, which is more of a political in nature. Now the largest tiger reserve in our country is Nagarjuna Tiger Reserve, which is there in Telangana. Now Prime Minister goes and he makes statements in Karnataka because of the ensuing election. Why is he not visiting the largest tiger reserve which is there in Telangana? Another largest tiger reserve in Uttarakhand, James Corbett, he is not here. I agree with one of the leader of the opposition when he pointed out that the Prime Minister is seeking reasons to visit Karnataka because of elections, because they know that they are losing ground and they are finding some reason or the other, so that some event should be created there which should
whether or not the BJP is losing ground, we don't quite know. We don't want to get into that domain as far as today's debate is concerned. But Kapil Madan, the fact that you're pointing out that this is once again an attempt on the part of the Prime Minister to reach out to the Kannadigas by visiting Karnataka in election season is something I want to go across to Mr. Shyam Prasad Meka for as well. Why is that? Why is there a sense, Mr. Meka, that this is what the BJP's agenda is? Because it's 50 years to this project having been announced. It was announced by the then Prime Minister, Ms. Indira Gandhi. And why is it there that today there's a sense within the Congress camp that the BJP is trying to take it away from the Congress?
See, first point is there is no sense that BJP is trying to take it away from Congress.
That's what Mr. Kapil Madan thinks. This was a Congress's innovation, an idea that came in under the UPA, and today the BJP is going announcements after announcements about it.
Let me finish my point. The point is, there are some things that are happening throughout the history, and there are some improvements that are happening. We need to do much more. It will happen. See, why we are making an off-the-cuff remark, that is some sort of a tweet by Mr. Jairam Ramesh, which is actually doing a comment on the state of the affairs in the country. So why it's a debate in the national prime time? Because
it's a debate, sir, because while you may be speaking of how this is to do with national politics, let me once again put out that tweet and then take in a BJP response.
No, I know,
because that's not what that tweet is about, sir. That tweet speaks of how he will do much tamasha while he dismantles all laws enacted to protect environment, forest, wildlife and tribals living in forest areas. What does this have to do with the BJP and anything that the BJP is deciding as far as its governance and policies are concerned?
of course, their governance and policies are diluting the Forest Dwellers Protection Acts, and they started calling the Adivasis as Vanvasis, and we can see all this. See, as a political party, forget about elections, who will win, who will lose, who won, who lost, forget about that. As a political party, we are doing our job of awakening people and bringing it to the notice of the people that what is happening. I think Mr. Jairam Ramesh's tweet is just a lighter vein, sort of a cartoon on what BJP and Prime Minister Modi is doing, and we are raking this issue and doing a prime time debate. That's the issue, right?
We are raking this issue because this should not be the issue. That's the exact point. That's why we're debating this, Mr. Meka, because amidst the several issues that must be spoken of, especially in Karnataka, talking about Bengaluru, look at the kind of challenges people continue to face and how they've been left unaddressed. And while that must be the focus of not just the BJP, the opposition as well. They want to level corruption allegations against the BJP. They must do so. And all of that must be seen. But today, upon 50 years, if the Prime Minister decides to visit 2 tiger reserves, why is the Congress going on and on about it? What is this obsession, Mr. Meka? It doesn't make sense. Because there are different issues that must be focused upon. And the fact remains, if the Prime Minister is speaking of the data from 2018 to 2022, if there has been a 42% jump in the number of tigers across these reserves, why should we not be happy as a country together? It's as simple as that. But to your stated limited point and to what Mr. Kapil Madan is saying with regards to how this is all political in nature, it's a political stunt, it's taking place ahead of Karnataka elections, I want Mr. Rajiv Pandey, who's also with us in the broadcast, to quickly come in and respond to you. So I'll come back to you. Mr. Meka, I'll come back to you. Mr. Rajiv.
The issue are twofold. That people who are opposing BJP or Modi ji, they create politics in everything. It has nothing to do with the politics. You know, it is a fact that this project was started 50 years back, but what was the performance of the project? In this country, first time atomic, nuclear test has taken place in 1974. Then Atalji came and exploded again, and then we became nuclear power. So Congress started many things which they could not complete. You know, earlier they used to start one highway and they used to never complete that highway because of what? So I am not going on to that. Today it's about what is happening. Please, can you keep quiet? When you were talking, I didn't speak. Please allow me to make my point.
Nobody's interrupting you, sir. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say, for environment, once again, all these three you are showing, whether it is cheetah or tiger or lion or leopard, how Modi ji is personally involved in the upgradation of all these areas. You have seen that how 4 Cubs picture that has put a smile on everybody of all Indians. You know, for everything they want politics.
Okay.
I am saying, they are saying because there is an election in Karnataka, BJP is losing ground. What I am trying to say, the problem is that Congress and the people who are opposing BJP does not have any political point against Modi ji because there is no corruption. 9 years is now almost, it is getting completed. The way infrastructural work is going on, the way only one line, the way airports construction is going on, the way house construction is going to the poor, the way 80 crores people, Jan Dhan Samman 6,000 is going directly. Earlier, Rajiv Gandhi, only last line, Rajiv Gandhi had said...
One charge, Mr. Pandey, is allowed to come in, Mr. Pandey. One charge that is coming in from the opposition camp is, A, this is happening, this is being witnessed in the country today, being spoken of, a photo opportunity on part of the BJP and the Prime Minister because Karnataka elections are just a month away. The other aspect that is being spoken of is as to why is an attempt being made to steal the credit, and for that I want to go across to Mr. Adhikari as well. Do you think, Mr. Adhikari, an attempt is being made on part of the Prime Minister to steal the credit? But the fact remains, because in 1973 this program was initiated by the then Prime Minister Ms. Indira Gandhi, but the statistics reveal how it's been a progressive program all in all. If we talk about the figures in 2006, they were at 1,411, 2010, 1,706, cut to 2022, it's 3,167. So there has been a growth, and it's good news for one and all.
Absolutely. I believe that the Congress party today is opposing in anticipation. I saw Congress leader Jairam Ramesh's tweet, and that now that Prime Minister will take this credit. I mean, why are you opposing in anticipation? No one has taken that credit. Honorable Prime Minister was there today in Karnataka in the both tiger reserves, Bandipur and the second tiger reserve. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. In order to commemorate the 50 years. I mean, why is the opposition just in order to oppose anything that the Bharatiya Janata Party as a party or the Honorable Prime Minister as the Honorable Prime Minister is doing, in order to just be their opposition, it is now trying to oppose anything and everything that comes under the sun without any logic to it. I mean, this is certainly going into the phase where the Congress is having Modi phobia, I believe.
Okay. So is it really linked to the polls?
The statistics, if come to be true, if there is an increase of 42%, naturally the government will speak about it. And no one is snatching away anyone's credit. The Honorable Prime Minister was just to commemorate the 50 years. What is wrong in that?
And that 42% that is being spoken of, Mr. Adhikari, is during the NDA regime. It's from the year 2014 to now. So what is the problem in the BJP giving its own report card out? Why is it unfair?
Absolutely.
Why is it unfair on anybody?
Its own governance report card, and no one is stealing the thunder of 50 years away.
Okay.
The Bharatiya Janata Party has not come out with any statement.
Okay, so who's really doing the tamasha? Mr. Kapil Madan, who's really doing the tamasha? We've also seen the opposition on multiple occasions. It's not a standalone episode of the opposition saying that this is a tamasha, it's a drama being staged by the Prime Minister, he loves getting clicked, so on and so forth. I mean, that's something that has been said by several in the opposition time and again, not just limited to this particular episode. Remember what happened during Project Cheetah, tamasha orchestrated by the Prime Minister. It's absolutely uncalled for. When he's gone ahead and inaugurated several other projects, that's what's been stated by the opposition. So it's nothing new. I'm afraid we can't quite link it to elections alone. We've seen the opposition resort to this narrative every now and then.
No, I agree. I agree that this is not new, because this is a routine for the BJP government to have an event like this. So therefore, you don't see anything new. And I'll just quote a very, very specific example. I would like to, quote your viewers about the polio vaccination drive, which was one of the largest vaccination drive in the country, and it was hugely successful and popular. Back then, you never saw a poster thanking, Manmohan Singh, that thank you, Manmohan Singh ji, for giving us vaccination. But in the BJP regime, you have, BJP people posting these kind of posters where they are thanking Mr. Prime Minister Modi for giving the vaccination. It is your duty to give vaccination. No one, it comes from, the resources of the country. No one brings a personal thing to give to the people. That's point number one. Second, insofar as the photos are concerned, I mean, we've seen on number of occasions on where a different functionary from the BJP was the guest, and we saw a photograph of Prime Minister Modi rather than of the dad BJP functionary.
But is this new?
The project. So is it not a fascination about your own photographs?
Under the Congress rule,
I fail to understand.
In the UPA rule, did we not see the Prime Ministers, then Prime Ministers, go ahead with different inaugurations, take part in state functions, state government functions, wherein the Prime Minister is being perhaps invited as the chief guest, and if he's getting clicked, then why not? He's the Prime Minister of the country, he represents the entire country. Is this something new? It's not a new phenomena that we've all woken up to. So why are we obsessing with this so much so as to not be covering the actual civic issues that perhaps need our attention in this election season? That's the big question I want to put across to Mr. Meka as well. Mr. Meka, why is this happening? In fact, let me go across to Mr. Vishal Singh. He's been waiting patiently. Amidst all of this, Mr. Vishal, where the debate should actually be centered around what have we done as a country for the protection and conservation of these species, of tigers, of cheetahs, of several other species that need utmost care. And instead we're talking about, unfortunately, we're talking about this political discourse. But having witnessed the entire scenario very closely, what can you tell us about the growth per se that we've seen through the years?
What I see from this report, you can see that, we've been able to have a sustainable kind of a tiger population in all the habitats we've been having in Shivalik Hills, Central India, Western Ghats, Northeast, Sundarbans. So we've been able to maintain tiger population in all these different habitats. That has been, it's a great news. But now the issue is that we have mega population in certain parks. And certain tiger parks do not have, like they have nearly one tiger in 100 square kilometers. So now we need to work on that and increase the tiger population in other parks, and also have tigers outside the parks, because the tigers, their space is limited, prey base is limited, so the numbers cannot go up in parks which are already having a mega population. So in here we can encourage tourism and create satellite areas where we could have more tiger population, so that you don't have just small concentration of tigers in different areas. So that's important. So I think so we should look at having a population of close to 5,000 to 10,000 tigers in India. That's possibility. We have the landmass and the forests to do it.
Okay, all right. So apart from, the figure which is extremely optimistic in nature, remember how this is also important, and what Mr. Vishal would perhaps agree to is how, the species as such, tigers and several such animals do in that sense play a big role as far as ensuring the ecological viability of the entire area and the habitat is concerned, and that's why perhaps that kind of an importance is being spoken of by the Prime Minister of the country. Mr. Meka, my first question to you then, after Mr. Vishal having broken down details, is despite the figure, and it's an optimistic figure, wouldn't you then say an attempt is being made to downplay the growth trajectory? We should give due credit. If we've seen a 42% rise the last 10 years, then what's the harm in the Prime Minister speaking about it?
Well, see, we're not saying anything against anybody. The point is how we are projecting that. Is it in the last 10 years? That means suddenly...
No, it's an effort taken by numerous governments, sir. It's an effort taken by numerous governments, and it's not just about governments. It's not about BJP or a Congress here. It's about the several wildlife staffers who have been deployed across years to make sure that our wildlife is protected.
Wait a minute. I'm coming to that. See, through successive governments, there is an effort. We are seeing a good result. That's good. Everybody is happy. But why we are having this debate is about Mr. Jairam Ramesh's tweet. His tweet is saying just an off-the-cuff remark, which is highlighting the penchant of the Prime Minister and the ruling party to garner everything to their own credit and doing some fancy dress competition every time. That's what he did, and that doesn't deserve.
Sir, it's not just Jairam Ramesh. If you want, I can quickly put out a couple of other tweets and reactions as well, as I did in the beginning of this debate. You have Srinivas BV, you have Siddaramaiah as well, Shashi Tharoor, who says, I'm glad he's preserving tigers, we hope he preserves Kannadigas as well. Now, what's the point of all of this?
What is wrong in it? They made a witty remark. Why are we losing our sleep over it so much?
Okay, it's all fun and games. It's all a light-hearted joke being cracked by several in the opposition. Mr. Rajiv Panday.
Why are we
don't take it to heart. Don't have to be unnecessarily serious about it.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we not serious about the unemployment rate, inflation?
To our heart.
Okay, the series of 10, 15 opposition reactions coming in from top Congress leaders, by the way, should not be taken seriously, is what you're trying to imply, Mr. Meka.
No, what I'm saying is it's up to you. Which issue you want to highlight?
Exactly. It should be up to the Congress leaders to not rig this issue unnecessarily, no, sir. Why are we unnecessarily obsessing about this issue, wherein there are so many issues that the Congress can pick up and rather put it on the table, demand a debate on the same, put it out to the voters of Karnataka, because these are issues that are concerning the voters.
Congress is clearly saying that 40% government, unemployment, rise in poverty. These are the issues. Congress is clear.
It's a clear to and fro. The Congress is also maintaining that there are several other serious issues that need to be debated in this election season. The BJP is also agreeing to the same. Why are we then seeing so much response coming in for this? The Prime Minister felt it important to visit these 2 tiger reserves, also went to that elephant camp in Tamil Nadu, met, the 2 people on whom that very famous documentary that's garnered so much love and response from across the world. Why is it a problem?
Congress is attacking.
Okay, Mr. Panday, go ahead.
I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason. The kind of energy Honorable Prime Minister is having, their 50 years old leaders, they cannot match that. Because he is having conviction to serve the people of this country on all front.
Okay, but why did the Prime Minister choose the tiger reserves in Karnataka only? Sir, there are several other tiger reserves spread across the country. That's why the opposition is saying it's clearly linked to the elections.
I'll tell you, no, not at all. Honorable Prime Minister is one day in Northeast, another is in Eastern India, another day Western India. He was in Tamil Nadu also. What I'm trying to say, why Congress Party, if Congress Party is so concerned, let him discuss the point which he is discussing in your show. Every time they discuss these things and finally they lose election. In UP election, same language. BJP has not done this, BJP has not done that. Actually, BJP is working for the people of this country, and that's why people are blessing. Where is the Congress? You understand? They just try to attack BJP on every aspect. Today BJP didn't say that we have started this program and we have made this. BJP said that 50 years is being completed.
Okay.
Honorable Prime Minister is visiting. Can they restrict the movement of Honorable Prime Minister? Every Diwali he is spending time.
Mr. Adhikari, to take it from where Mr. Panday has left, can it be a case of misplaced priorities? Because after having visited the 2 tiger reserves, after having visited the elephant camp in Tamil Nadu, the Prime Minister was back in the national capital to hold that all-important CEC meeting. So it's not as though he's not clearly focused on elections. Yes. Those are issues that the Prime Minister is also looking at simultaneously. Mr. Adhikari.
Absolutely. I mean, the Prime Minister of this nation has a lot of issues to tackle too. And we all have 24 hours in a day. We must understand that. And the Honorable Prime Minister does his best. And he was in Karnataka in order to commemorate the 50 years of the 2 tiger reserves. And I mean, did he speak about any poll-bound things in Karnataka? Did he try to woo the voters by saying anything? I mean, the Congress is creating, I mean, we all know about the saying that there cannot be smoke without fire. But without having a fire, the Congress is trying to create smoke. And I believe that what Honorable one of our union ministers, Hardeep Singh Puri, states that not to take the Congress statement seriously. I think Mr. Meka subscribed that on national television on this debate, that it is not to be taken seriously at all.
Okay. It should not be taken seriously at all. Unfortunately, we're having to take it seriously because it has been escalated to a level wherein our social media today was flooded with reactions coming in from several in the opposition. A quick response from Kapil Madan since he wants to make a point. Mr. Panday, I'll quickly respond. I need to wrap up. Mr. Kapil Madan, closing remarks.
Yes, so my friend here on the panel, panel quoted Mr. Hardeep Puri, where Mr. Puri said that Congress should not be taken seriously, and I would quote I would borrow Mr. Hardeep Puri's statement and would say Mr. Modi should not be taken seriously because he goes everywhere in the country and say nothing has happened from the past 70 years. Now he goes and inaugurates and talks about the achievement of the project that was started back in 1973 by Indira Gandhi. So Mr. On a lighter note, Prime Minister's recent statement has proven that he should not be taken seriously because he will contradict himself.
Well, Mr. Kapil Madan, on a lighter note, let me also conclude by saying that there are those within the Congress who have spent years altogether with the Congress who came out to say that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra was also merely done for photo ops, and this is Ghulam Nabi Azad, by the way, has been associated with the longest time with the Congress party, spoke exclusively to our group editor Navika Kumar and said that the Bharat Jodo Yatra and Rahul Gandhi's role in it was strictly restricted to a photo opportunity. So there are those as well. Let's see how this plays out. It's going to be an interesting war of words all throughout because it's election season and Karnataka is going to be one to watch out for. Thank you, gentlemen, for speaking to us on the News Hour this evening.